Okay, we are live.
Hey, hey,
Let's just wait for
hey.
some people to come in. So far, ain't nobody in here yet. Because y'all can see at the top of the corner, you'll be able to see.
And it might be a little bit delayed, Audrey, because the game is on.
Most of our people aren't in Kansas City.
Really?
Yeah. The Chiefs only apply to us, apparently. Hey,
I don't
Cece.
know why. Look, I don't know why. She's a
Cece
regular.
said,
Hey,
good
boo.
evening, Audrey, sisters in chat. Hey,
Hey, boo.
everybody.
How are you?
We're going to wait for a few more people to come in.
Attention foodies. With this fusion of prime rib steak.
Nordy, you got to turn down your TV.
I just muted it. Y'all.
Because you know we can't have ads playing on the video because then I would get demonetized.
Arby's, we
Ads.
have the meats.
Right. You know, Arby's going to want all their money.
Chief fan over here watching Chief.
Right,
Oh,
y'all.
Lord.
If y'all live in Kansas City, then y'all already know what's going on.
I should
The
already
Chiefs,
know we won the Super Bowl. Now, the ones who won the Super Bowl, I ain't even got to say who it is. Just the ones that won the Super Bowl or whatever.
we didn't win this year though. We was
Huh?
robbed. We didn't win this year. We were robbed.
I'm talking about last year.
Yeah, this year don't count. Last year we won. Hey,
Yeah.
Chris. Hey, Yolanda. I'm so happy you tuned in, Yolanda. Yeah, she was the one that wrote me, y'all, that I told y'all. She was like, I love the episodes. I want to know when y'all coming live. So I was like, just make sure,
Well, thank
try
you.
to keep y'all notified. Hey, Tracy. Happy Sunday, everybody that's coming in. We are so happy. We want to first just say thank you guys. We had a great response for our first episode. We are so humble. We are so honored that you guys like our segment and that you guys are tuning in every Saturday or Sunday to listen to us chat and talk and catch the vibe. So we are so appreciative. Hey Meezy. Hey Pine. So, in today's episode, we are just going to be talking about resetting our spirit and what exactly it means. We are coming to the end of the year, and it has been a rocky 2 years for everybody, not just myself or my sisters, but I think everybody, children included. And one thing that we all came to the agreement on is that we need to reset sometimes. Like we are allowed to reset and shut the world out. And before we even recognize it, we do it. But sometimes we even like feel bad for shutting the world out and resetting. So we just wanted to make a safe place, a good episode, just to be open and honest about what it looks like to reset, how we know when it's time to reset, and what we even do to reset, and how our life goes after that. So
Right.
that's what today's episode will be about.
So what do
So
y'all do? What's y'all plan so far this weekend before we even get it? Well, what did I do this weekend, should I say?
so for me, it was my husband's birthday. We did game night. It was real COVID friendly. We did game night. We went to brunch yesterday and today, and now he's just chilling out with his family, watching the game. So I had a real cool, chill weekend.
Yeah, I did too. I hung out with some friends. I went out to eat. Hung out with mama. That's all the time. And that's for real. That's all I really did. Got some housework done around the house for real. Normally,
Hmm.
what about you?
I lost my damn mind. I was in the house with all my kids. I was in the house with all my children. Um, it was chaotic. It was crazy. It was stressful. Now I am kid free. I still have one with me because she's a baby. But yeah, it was very stressful. So I was losing my mind. So hopefully this week I will be able to regain some type of sense and stability. But what did we do
And
good?
you will.
Yeah.
You will.
Well, we went to the park. Um, we had movie night. We played games. We made a fort last night.
Y'all
Oh,
slept in
that's
it?
fun. I haven't had a
No,
fort in a
girl,
long time.
those days of sleeping in it is different. They made the fort on the floor, and they use like their dresser in the bed as leverage.
Old
And I
school,
did it.
old school. That's how you're
Hmm.
supposed to do it. Put all types of stuff, and then if you move
Hmm.
wrong, it falls on you. That's a
Yep.
real fort.
They try to get me on the floor with. I said, baby, no.
Right. Mama too old. Ain't nobody doing all that. No, absolutely not.
For real.
I'm
Hips
not.
start hurting and everything.
I'm
Right.
definitely sleeping on the bed, but I will be positive, and I'm right there with you in spirit on that floor.
Right.
Um, but no, that was my weekend, just craziness and stressful. So resetting is very, very needed for sure.
So how do we go about recognizing when we do need to be reset though? Like I think sometimes we get so, just how can we say it, just on cruise control, you know what I mean, to where we're just going, whether that be being a mother or, you know what I mean, a wife or a girlfriend or going to school or going to work. That sometimes you don't realize that you are going into a state to where you need to reset, you know what I mean, to where you find yourself not being yourself, you know what I mean, because you are constantly doing the same things over and over. I don't know about y'all, but I like to do things in routine. And you know what I mean, sometimes you get in so much of a routine that, you know what I mean, you forget to do other things. And that's, like I said, resetting and loving yourself and recognizing when things aren't right. You know, I know for myself, when I'm a morning person, so I like to get up in the morning, and one of my favorite things is hearing the birds chirp. And I know, you know, some a point of time in my life when I didn't hear the birds chirp, that it was like, okay, maybe something ain't right. You know what I mean? That's something that has always been in my life. You know what I mean? Constant. You know what I mean? That I needed. I don't know about nobody else, but I need that. You know what I mean? That's just that makes me feel good. You know, having light around me. So when I didn't hear the birds chirp early in the morning, it was like I'm not even recognizing it, but I'm steady going and going and going. It's like, damn, when I really said, and I'm like, damn, I'm finally listening to the birds. I hear them now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's crazy. We need to recognize those signs when we're not happy, when we're not ourselves. I like to sing. For a long time, I wasn't singing. You know what I mean? Just the random things that you just love to do. And no, I probably can't sing to a lot of people, but I love to sing. And for a long time, I just lost the love of just singing randomly, just randomly songs. So we have to recognize when we're losing ourselves so we can reset.
I realize I'm losing myself like when my nerves get bad, when I get like really anxious, and I'm like I'm just constantly like you said, just going, but I have like this anxious feeling in me,
Me
and I
too.
just can't get rid of it. Like it's like I can't sit still. Like it's a hyper feeling, but I ain't hyper
Hmm.
in a good way. I just my body can't calm down.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm too anxious. I'm jittery. My nerves is bad, and I literally, and especially like when you're dealing with things that on because as parents and mothers and wives or whatever the case may be, whatever our titles are, no matter how we're feeling, we never can just like clock out like we can for work, right? We still got to keep going. And so we'll always disregard ourselves and constantly keep going to the point where like we're about to crash. And for
Hmm.
me, I've
Hmm.
always been right there right before I crash. That's when I realized that okay, I need to fix myself and reset. But I need to be able to learn to not let myself go that far.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
don't
Yeah,
burn
recognizing it,
yourself
seeing it before it gets to that point.
that deep. And we allow
Yeah.
ourselves, especially as women, because we have so many hats that we don't ever just like, okay, let me stop. Let me clock out
Right.
on being a mom. Because it's like the other day, because of the COVID and everything, a lot of us work from home. So working from home with kids, and then if you have like if you're in school as well, whatever the case may be, you're with them 24/7. You're in the house 24/7. So I remember I'm working from home, and my daughter came in and she was like, "Mommy, are you done working yet?" And I'm like, "No, I'm still working. I'm still working." And so then she'll come back in, "Mommy, are you still working?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm about to be off." So then she's like, where are you about to go now? I'm saying, and then she asked me, what are you about to do now? I said, I'm about to go to my second job. And she's like, what's that? I'm like, being a mom. Like we
Right.
clock out of one job and clock into the second job of being a parent and just constantly just feeling overwhelmed and drowned. And it doesn't stop. So for me, I'm learning when I'm feeling anxious, I like to listen to gospel, a lot of
Yeah, I
gospel
got
to
that
calm my
too.
nerves. I like to listen to gospel sermons in the background to calm my nerves. I do that a lot now. Even if I'm not fully paying attention to it, I just like to hear it in the background. But for me, I haven't necessarily gotten to a space of like a healthy routine, should I say? Like a healthy routine. I'll just do things here and there. So I'm hopefully within this segment today, you guys can give me some lessons on like a routine that you have, because for me, I'm so far gone from that I haven't even gave myself that gift of giving myself like a set routine. It's more so like I have little pleasures that I do here and there, whether it's taking an extra long 5 minute shower, or like I said, listen to my gospel, or treating myself to a coffee from Starbucks or Dunkin' or something like that. But I haven't given myself like a day of just me. So hopefully I can get to that point soon.
What about you, Pooh? What do you?
Audrey.
How do you? When you? Oh, sorry. When you? My fault.
Um, for me, it was I never so y'all know me. I'm someone I'm always on the go. Like I always have to be strong. Like I seldomly show if I'm down or anything. So for me, I wasn't even able to gauge that I was like falling off of myself, like that something was wrong until I started having
Right.
eye twitches. Like I knew I wasn't getting a lot of sleep. I knew that I was dealing with some anxiety. But when my eyes
Mhm.
started twitching and I had to look up what the symptoms were, because I mean it would twitch all day long. And when I looked it up and
Mhm.
it said that basically, it's from stress, it's from, just those type of things, anxiety, that's when I had to really sit down and evaluate like, dang, you know what? I haven't done anything for myself. I haven't chilled. I've been on go. No wonder my eyes twitching. And that's when it was really
Mhm.
a realization to me. And it still happens. Like every time I see that I neglect myself, y'all, like clockwork, my eyes starts to twitch. My eyes start to twitch. And that's when I kind of can tell like, Audrey, you're doing too much. Like you need to slow down. You need to listen to yourself. And it was to a point where I even had to tell my husband, I'm like, I'm dealing with some eye twitching and I know it's from stress. I know it's like from overexerting
Mhm.
myself. So
Yeah.
I need a little bit extra help this week. Like I may not be able to cook dinner. I may not be able um
Right.
to
Right.
be
Being
all the way.
vocal about it. I think we have to start being vocal about it. You know what I mean? I think what I mean. We don't say so much like you said at first. Just talking about it, speaking about it. Like this is a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like for me, somebody said in the chat, Pineapple said, meditation before my workout really helps me with keep my mental in check. And that's definitely something that I do. I know that me being on social media, like not just doing YouTube, but like being on social media, like scrolling through social media has now become a trigger for me to the point where I have to practice healthy boundaries for my spirit and like for what I can take on. So I've been every
Mhm.
night and every morning, I give myself 45 minutes before I touch my device when I wake up, and 45 minutes before I go to sleep, I don't touch my device because I've noticed that my sleeping patterns have been off. Like my spirit just is not right with just seeing the shit that comes on social media and dealing with my own personal life. I've now seen that I need to have like a healthier balance because that is another thing aiding to my stress level, if that makes sense. And it's
Right.
not even
Right.
something that really has anything to do with me. It's weird.
Right. Yeah. No, I get it. Just being on social media, period, will take a lot from you. It was giving me headaches for a second. I'm like, okay, let me just put the phone down, period. I don't even know if it's social media, but like you said, just having the phone in your hand all the time, worried about the phone, whether you're texting, talking, calling, social media, it will take a toll on you. So that was a good point. Having a break from your phone is a good thing. I also
Yeah.
like to I'm a morning person, so I'm also a light person. I like the sunlight, and I know the sunlight has a lot to do with my mood. I
Yep.
don't like being in the dark. If I'm already in a bad mood, I try not to be in the dark. I try to. I'm a smell person. I like to smell. My house has to smell good. It has to look good. I have to let the light in. I open up my shades every morning. Soon as the sun hits, I make sure all the sun is in my house. That's something I have been doing like for the last 10 years. I have to, there can be no dark spots. I say, good morning, Buddha. Get up, let God in. He knows exactly what I mean when I say that. Let God in, let the light in, let him shine, let that sun come over you, the energy. You know what I mean? It gives me a different feeling. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
No,
that's
I
that's another
definitely
one of the things I do.
I do that as well. Well, but lately I noticed that I haven't. But yeah, open up your blinds and curtains definitely helps me. I think my biggest challenge is like, and maybe you can relate to this when you don't have anybody to pass the baton to. Like when you can't have that conversation with someone to say, "Hey, I'm burnt out. Can you tap in? Can you, can I pass the baton to you?" And you
Oh
don't have
yeah, yeah,
that is very, very challenging. And that's the space that I'm in right now because having a little one and not having someone to pass the baton to can be very depleting because it's just you. It's just you, whether you're tired or exhausted and you haven't got any sleep and you can't put your feet up. It's very, very, very exhausting. And so you kind of really have to tap into, like you said, God at that point because
yeah.
there's no one else.
Well, I mean,
There's
that's
literally no.
who that's who I've always tapped in. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what makes me feel better. Like I said, the sunlight, listening to the birds, listening to music. Depending on what type of mood I am, depending on the music that I listen to. You know what I mean. I try not to be negative if I'm already in a bad space. So if I'm in a bad space, I'll go ahead and watch a comedy. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Or I'll call one of y'all and get my mind off of it. Or you know what I mean?
And I
Just
think
try not to sit in it for as long as I can. I don't like dwelling in that type of thing.
no, for sure, I don't either. And I think like what also helps me is cleaning.
Me
Like
too.
when you see me cleaning, girl, you know I'm going through
That's
because I'll
me.
be
Right. I think that's a
cleaning
well,
stuff.
I think that's a woman thing too. Like, we get
Yeah,
a lot
I'll
of
be
our
cleaning stuff that ain't
frustration and
even dirty. Like if it ain't even dirty,
yeah.
I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then that
Well,
also,
that
but it also,
cluttered space, that dirty space, it's a reflection of what you're going through. Like a lot of
hmm
people that go
Right.
through a lot of like anxiety or depressions, their living space is not what they want it to be because they're just are not they're not there to show up and clean up. So cleaning
Right,
is
right.
very therapeutic. Like for me, I'm a cook
Yeah.
or I'm gonna clean up or I'm gonna do both. But if I'm cooking or cleaning, please let me be in my zone because I'm probably gonna be crying while I'm mopping.
Yeah, and if
bingo.
I feel like if I ain't cooking and if I ain't cleaning, that's when I know I'm not myself.
Yep.
You know what I
When I
mean? Like that's when I know like something's not right. I've lost myself. I like I said, you lose the things that you love to do, and I love to cook. I love to clean. I love to open up my shade. So, like you said, continuing to do those things, even when you're not in the best mood, is always healthy.
No, yeah. And then I think also having healthy boundaries of knowing like, because I used to have this face like if my kids weren't clean 24/7, then I was not a good mom. So I was always like rushing to make sure that they were tip top shape
mm,
24/7. And like I had to set healthy boundaries for myself, if that makes sense. Like
Hmm.
sometimes
yeah,
your kids are going to get messy and that's
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
like kids, they fine. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, but babe, I used to have such a like a just not, I don't know the right word for it, but I used to always think if my kids didn't look tip top shape, then I wasn't a good mother. Like I didn't have those healthy boundaries until like lately I'm realizing like, okay, they're children. My
And they're
how I
not
am
gonna
as a
stay
mother
clean.
isn't just based off of that just particular thing. And so I had to give myself grace. And I
mm,
think that's what we just have to give each other in general as women and people in period. We have to give ourselves grace.
yep. Especially
You
when we're not in that mental space, because I
know,
know that like with us, because we're close sisters, sometimes we are just not in the mental space, and we have the habit of snapping on each other, and it's like, it ain't you, it ain't you, like, I'm not
Right,
snapping on
right,
you, it's really just beyond me. But what I
right,
realized
right.
is a lot of people don't even have sisters, like being a sister to me, I absolutely love having sisters. I could not imagine my life without my sisters, because that's how much of a role they play in my life. But some people don't have that, so they do look for sisters in their friends, and it's like, are we
Right,
checking
right,
our friends, are we checking on our sisters, or anyone to see how they're
right, right.
doing?
If they're
Like,
okay.
it's so easy to come on and talk about the latest gossip, or to even talk about like what other people is doing wrong, but it's so hard for us to say, I'm not me, I'm not me
Yeah,
today,
or
I'm not.
and recognizing your friends and
Yeah.
recognizing them too. Paying attention to the people that's close to you. Seeing, you can when people are not right. You know what I mean? You know people's patterns, especially your loved ones. Recognizing the patterns, like, hey, you ain't acting right, girl. What's going on? Are you okay over there? I hear your voice, or you know what I mean. I see you ain't looking good, or you're not on yourself. Hold it. I don't know. Like I said,
Right,
just
just how are you? That is so
yeah,
powerful.
yeah,
How
just
are
how
you?
are you? I see you ain't okay. Do you need something? I'm here. You want to talk? You know what I mean? Because most of the time, people just want to talk. People just
Mhm.
want to vent without no judgment. You know what I mean? No matter who, whatever it may be about. People will have stuff on their heart, on their chest. You just want to talk about it. You want to get it off. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
But
that's
we holding
true.
all of that in.
It just, but for me, it just depends because, like, right now, I'm going through some serious things, and like, I'll push myself away from all my friends or like people that I don't talk to on a daily basis. So, like Audrey said, for like sisters, like, I'll talk to you guys and I'll have my breakdown moments with you guys, but it's very particular people and it's only certain people. Everybody else I will shut out. I won't even want a how are you because I don't want to, and this is just for me. I don't want to discuss what I'm going through. I don't want to talk about it because I definitely don't want to be in it. So, let alone for me to talking about it. So, I definitely just go into this shell of like complete isolation. This complete isolation where I don't want to talk. I don't want you to check on me. I don't want to even acknowledge you, let alone myself or what I'm going through. I literally just I pull away. I completely pull away. And I think the most I've been open to is just with my sisters. But anybody else, they won't know a damn thing. Like they would know because I just literally pull so far away. And I don't
And that
know.
ain't healthy though. That's not healthy. And even if you
No,
don't talk about it with, you know what I mean? I don't know, because I do. I talk about my problems. I talk about them with y'all. You know what I mean? Friends. You know what I mean? You have to release those things. And even if you don't talk about them, I feel like you have to release them. Holding them
yeah,
in sometimes is the worst thing. So, like I said,
yeah.
you have to deal with it.
And I
You
think I'm
can't. You
trying to
can't.
learn. I'm learning. I'm not even gonna lie and say I am. I'm. I open up to those I feel comfortable with, and i.e. my
I
sisters.
feel like the
But
ones that don't know you don't won't judge you. You know what I mean? You can open up to a person and never see them again.
that's
And
true.
they're
And I
gonna be like,
think
well, I met
therapy.
this girl at the club, and shoot, she got drunk and just spilled her beans. I wonder if she's all right.
But
She'll
those
never
be
see
the
that person
angels.
again. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it's like you'd be surprised how many people. I had a woman walk up. Speaking of that, lot, Audrey. Damn, it's hard gonna be calling you that. But anyway, speaking of that, I was having a bad day at work the other day. Walked in and um, we have a new night person, and his name was the same as my ex, and I was just like, damn, I'm just trying to get away from that or whatever. And a lady that had been staying there, I guess the day before she I was all happy and go lucky whatever she said that, and she was just like, are you not I'm like, no, you know what I mean? She was like, I'm gonna pray for you, you know what I mean? And she gave me candy and she actually prayed for me. And once she prayed for me, I felt so much better, but she could just sense that my energy wasn't right just from meeting me that day before. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this lady, okay, you know what I mean? Just sensing my energy just the day before. Never met me besides that one time. She like, you ain't right today. What's going on with you? What's wrong? I'm just not having a good day or whatever. And she's like, I'm gonna give you some candy, some chocolate. And she gave me $10 and a hug, and she said a big old prayer for me. And I'm like, okay, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be surprised who pick up on your energy when, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's what I like about it. Like, so
I'm going
I
through
didn't
the
mind, you know.
and someone's
Hmm.
lovely vibes. She says she has three sisters. One passed away, but since then they are just working on bonding again. I wanted to highlight this because this is exactly why my sisters and I started this series. We're close. So it's not that we're not close, but due to circumstances outside of our control, our upbringing, we did not always see eye to eye because we were separated. We did not all grew up in the same homes. We went through a lot in our childhood. So sometimes when life gets hard, those traumatic bonds come up and we lash out on each other. So we have been over the years really trying to strengthen our bond for us to break the generational curses and the things that was bestowed against us that we had no control on, because we do know how big it is to be a sibling, to right your wrongs and to really be the
Hmm.
shoulder to cry on. But because of life, that bonding stage and those things, they do hinder. So I would definitely say,
Hmm.
lovely, continue to try to build with your sisters. Y'all can always call in to us because we know, we
Oh
know.
yes, we do. We know from firsthand experience, but it's something that we gotta want. You gotta want to do it. You know what I mean? Everybody has to want, and I think we all have boundaries. Sometimes we cross them, but I think just being a sister, knowing what a sister is, and loving your sister. I think we all try to come up with this one rule that we keep no big secrets from each other. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like, we all, if one person wants sister to know, the other sister gotta know. That way it ain't, you know what I mean, no problems. You come up with some type of boundaries within the relationships, and I think it makes things better. What about you,
it's
Normandy?
a lot better. I think her phone got disconnected.
Oh, okay.
I mean, okay. She'll come back on. I'll have her call back in. But yeah, I definitely agree, Mimi. Especially Tade, you said you wish you was close to your sister. I would definitely say I have friends who either don't have sisters or are not close to their sisters. And when I may fall out with my friends or I may be going through something, I always tell people the same thing. I don't give a damn because I got sisters. Like, I don't give a damn.
Right.
I'll fall out with whoever. I'll bang with whoever. I'll pick my
Yeah.
sister any day, and I think that's
Any day. Yeah. That's the
that's
number one rule.
yeah. And we were taught that, like, we were really taught. And this is one thing that I can say that I was so fortunate to be taught, and I'm teaching my kids. I think Normie's having some technical difficulties, but we were taught we all we got, and that's just that. Like, me and my siblings, we were really taught that. We really had to know that in order to make it through this life. Like, we would not be here if it wasn't for our siblings, because we are all we got, right, wrong, or indifferent,
Right, right, right.
out with them or not, whether we're not seeing eye to eye. I would definitely say your siblings is all that you have. Like, I have my husband, I have my kids, I have my parents, but that sibling bond is something
It's
totally.
different. It's different. Yeah, yeah. It
It's
is
it's
totally
definitely
different.
different. Like, I'm never
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
My
Like, that's
parents.
your first real best friend.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's your real best friend. I see somebody said, is that Sharon said, no, I can't tell my sister my business. She will judge me. Well, yeah, you got some
And
sisters
see,
like that.
that's a big thing that happens with us and ours. Like,
Look, we have that.
we have that. So I wish Nordy would call back in, but it's four of us, like four of us, as far as all of us that have grew up. We all are stair step. So it's Mimi, the oldest, Normandy's the second, I'm the third, and then we have a little sister named Leslie. She's 2 years under me. So out of all of our siblings, we're like the close four, right? Because we're sisters. And it's always a divide. It's Normandy and me, and it's Mimi and Leslie. And the biggest thing that we argue about, Sharon, is judgment. I kid
It's
you not.
judgment. Yeah, that's one of our biggest arguments.
Like when we don't see eye to eye, like I could be talking to Mimi and she could piss me off, or I could piss her off. She's gonna call Leslie, and I'm gonna call Normandy.
Yeah,
And the two things that
yeah,
we're gonna say is she judging me, or she don't want to be judged. She thinks it feels
yeah.
good to hear this. So I'm telling you, if you and your sisters can come to a ground where
That's
it's
what I
like,
said, boundaries. And I
yeah,
think we're learning that as sisters too, to have boundaries and to be respectful when someone tells you, because you don't want to not be able to tell your sister something. That is my thing. I shouldn't be not be able to tell my sisters any goddamn thing. So it's like I shouldn't be feeling judged if I should, whatever I'm going through, no matter what it is, I should be able to tell. Now we mamas is the ones that's supposed to do the judging, not the sisters. You know
right.
what I mean? So I think everybody needs to learn the lane, which I should be able to, talk to you, cry on your shoulder, tell you all my secrets, and you give me advice, but no judgment. And if I don't take your advice, then that should be okay as well, right, Norma D?
So you see how that says? You see what she just did there? Yeah, I mean, I agree. I guess for me, I really don't care if y'all judge me. Sometimes I just don't want to hear y'all mouths.
That's
Like,
me. Normie hates it because she could be venting. And my problem is, y'all, I suck at being a listening ear because I want the solution. So I'd be like, so maybe you should just do it this way. And Normie's like, I didn't even call for an answer. I called to vent. I just want to vent. I just want to get it off my chest. But me,
And
I'm just
see,
like,
and then we have to know what sister to do that. Because if Normandy, you could call me. I'm that vent sister.
yeah, no, yeah, Mimi's the vent one, not me. I've been working on it though. Normally, you can say within the past few weeks, I've really been working on it. She sits there and she gets her shit off, and I'm over here like, just get it out. And I'm
And
over
you know
here.
what? That's crazy because I was gonna tell Normandy today. I'm thinking like, you know what? I think we putting too much on Pooh. She really don't do all this. You know,
I'm
maybe
just
so, but I mean,
she's
yeah, I
right.
guess
We
for
never
me,
listen. She's right. What she say? Lovely vibes. No one listens. Very true.
I mean, I think we, but I think us, like I said, I don't care if y'all judge me. It's just y'all, like, I don't want to hear the back talk. Like, I don't be wanting to hear, I told you so, or like that. Like, you don't want to hear that shit. So for me, I really don't care about the judgment because it's like, what y'all gonna do anyway? You my sister, you're stuck with me. So I guess for me, I have y'all. I consider y'all my safety net because even if y'all did judge me, or even if y'all were mad at me, y'all can't go anywhere. Like where y'all
right.
gonna
True.
go? Where
Sharon, you're
Right.
you?
just like me. I'm just like you. I can talk to them all day long, but they will tell you, like, I really don't talk about my feelings. Like, it has to be damn near my breaking point for me to get to that point, Sharon. Like, I
But
ain't
as
saying it,
but
but
we know
I'm
you. I can see it. I can being around you, talking to you more. I can sense it in your voice
yeah,
now. You know what I mean? That I don't even have to. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. You have to know your family. Be around your family to know. Even if she's not speaking, I know when my sister's. Now she ain't gotta
right,
tell me. I can sense it in her voice that she ain't having a good day. Or if I see her on a FaceTime, that I can see it on her face. That's why I made that comment earlier. That's why I said, okay, maybe we putting a little too much on Pooh because she's not the venting sister. You know what I mean? So she can only take so much before she come up with 1,000 solutions and be like, okay, but I don't want to hear that shit.
right.
So,
I'm like, we can kill the man. We can
right,
call the
do whatever,
po.
but y'all ain't gonna keep calling me with it. Just
And I
that's
think
how
for
it
me,
is. So yeah.
when I notice that somebody like one of my sisters are going through things or have gone through things, I like to give them compliments. Like I would be my sister's biggest freaking cheerleaders.
True, you are Normandy.
I would be like, I will always be your biggest cheerleader, like no matter what. Like I was like, oh, Audrey, you looking cute in your pictures, or oh, Mimi, I'm proud of you today. Like I will always be your
Mhm.
biggest cheerleaders, even if like it goes unnoticed or you don't even peep it. I just because sometimes those saying those things helps. At
It
least it
does.
does for me.
Yeah,
At least it does for me.
yeah.
That somebody noticing you like, oh, you look really pretty today, or oh, you're doing the best you can, or oh, keep it up. Sometimes those words of encouragement goes a long freaking way, and I just always try to be my sister's biggest cheerleaders. Like no matter what, something big, something small. I think also hearing that from each other also helps, especially when you're going through things, or bless you, little things, big things, whatever the case may be. Just being told that, like, you're proud of you, you're proud of them, whatever the case may be. Like I told me the other day, like, oh, I'm proud of you, you doing your thing, like I'm glad to be living through you. Like, you just say those things and just
Right.
keep encouraging them, to keep going and keep thriving and keep trying, because
And
it's
we
so
also
hard,
hold
yeah.
each other accountable when we're
Well, we
fucking
hate
up.
that about each other though.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. I think we do. We really do. But I think that's what makes us, good sisters is, we gonna hold each other accountable when we're not being a good sister or when we're not doing what we're supposed to do in life. You
I
know what
think
I
that's
mean?
we're like that because it's just like the title is. We try to stop the inevitable. Like we can sense it in each other, or you can sense it in anyone that you love that there may be crashing and burning, or you just scared that life is going to hit them hard. So you always try to intervene and step in and save the one and help them in any way. But
Mhm.
sometimes
Mhm.
when your spirit ain't right, you cannot receive those messages. You cannot receive that, and sometimes you just don't need it at that time. Like sometimes you do really just have to hit rock bottom to realize what the bottom is to get back up. And I think
Right.
that's where that healthy balance is of when do I step in versus when do I step out and
Step
just say,
out.
what?
Yeah. Let it.
You gotta let it happen. It has to let it happen.
Oh, and I'm horrible at
True.
that. I be tiptoed over.
We know. We know.
I I
We
feel like I
know
be.
you are the most. You always gonna have one that's overbearing, that's
Yeah.
pushy, that goes to the edge, and you are that sister.
I just
Normally is
always
that
want to be
one.
Captain Save a Hoe. Like I just always feel like I need to save everybody. And so if you're my sister, then I'm really gonna put my cape on. Like I just and I
But
will
see, you
cross
don't. But see,
boundaries.
you want to be Captain Save a Ho, but this is where it's now that you need to be Captain Save myself, ho. Like I gotta save myself.
Right,
I do everything
right.
for me. So you really, where you overly try to save people, you need to put all that energy back into overly saving yourself and
Mhm.
really resetting. Like use all that energy because everybody else, we no matter, even though we may need help from people. Sorry, y'all. Look, that's one of the other sisters calling. Can y'all hear
Mm-mm.
me?
I
Yes.
told
Leslie?
her to.
Yes, it's Leslie.
Oh, is
Why
she
she didn't
tapping in?
call into the thing?
Let me see.
See?
She gonna be like, what we talking about?
Oh, I'm sure she knows. That's why she called in. Don't get
See,
it
this is why we
twisted.
need Leslie on here, because since, like we said, we have another sister and it's all through dynamics. And she's an interesting one.
That she is. Let me mute myself. Hold on, y'all, while I call Leslie.
She should have kept it unmuted. We should have been muted.
Leslie, what you say?
Anyway,
I said, y'all do the podcast. Y'all hear this?
we are
Literally,
on live now, Lala.
she literally saying y'all doing a podcast. Well, I was just wondering because, I wanted to do the podcast stuff. You want to do the podcast? Okay, I'll send you the link so you can call in. Okay, well, tell me in there. Tell me in. Okay, bye. Bye. So
Now, y'all,
that's
this
our
show is
little
really about to
sister.
get live.
Yeah, Leslie ain't got no filter. Talking about tap me in.
Lord Jesus. It's
But no,
always
what I
that
was
one
saying was,
sister.
yeah, it's always that one. Like our little sister, she is. We all are
And
different,
the
y'all.
and the roles reverse. The roles change. Not all the time in sisterhood are you gonna be the big sister, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
You
See,
know what I
Sharon, you
mean?
hitting on some good points though. Sharon, I really, yeah, stick around. See, y'all was raised with love. In my family, we don't say I love you. I didn't know this was a messed up until I tried to love someone and everything popped up. I'm 37, having my first heartbreak. Oh, Sharon, first of all, we are sending nothing but love to you. We are sending
Love
nothing
to you,
but love
baby,
to
because me
you.
and my sister are going through a heartbreak as well. So sending
Yes, we
love,
are.
prayers, and nothing but good vibrations your way. Don't worry about it. You love yourself first. That's where it comes in. We have to love ourselves so when it's sent out there, we can get the right love that we're supposed to have. That's what I'm learning from me, myself. You know, that's what I'm going through. Loving myself correctly so I can recognize correct love.
So true. And that's the thing. We touched on it a little bit on the last episode. We actually was not raised like that. Like we was raised to say I love you. But now that I'm an adult, I'm learning that showing I love you is way more important than saying it. So where we was
Yeah,
really raised and pushed to say love you, see you later, love you.
yeah, yeah.
What how are we
We had to
showing?
teach ourselves to
Yeah.
make push it in each other's lives to make sure we are constantly talking and in each other's lives and not
And
leaving
give
it
each
up to
other
other
hugs.
people and kisses and keeping our kids and each other in lives. That was really important to us. Like we
And I
fight and
never knew you
argue
felt like
all the
that.
time.
I never knew you felt like that, Audrey, because always felt like I was like we were. I don't know. Depending on,
Lala,
I
you
guess,
here,
depending
boo?
on who it was.
Unmute your
Because
come
I
Yeah,
feel
I'm
on.
like,
here.
because I feel like we were always, well, depending on the person or the relative that it was, like besides our parents, but like our grandparents, I felt like I got tremendous amount of like love and hugs and kisses and acts of affirmation, and
See, I
those things. So
didn't.
that's
I did
I
not. I
don't I
didn't
don't feel
get the
like that.
physical.
I don't
I
feel like that.
did
Like
because
I was able to compartmentalize it. So it was like what I saw as love or getting that love. I thought it only came from people like your grandparents. I didn't know what it looked like to get it from your parents versus someone that you want to date versus someone that you want to be friends with. Like I never seen those different types of love. So the love that I received from my grandparents, I just thought it was grandparents' love. I'll be completely honest. I just thought it was one of those things that you just really got from someone like them. It wasn't until I met like my husband's family where they really want to give people hugs. I'm like, why do
Yeah,
y'all want
yeah.
to be
Me when keep hugging. Yeah,
with love
I
and
was the same way.
affection.
Pooh, like I was not affectionate. I'm still working on being affectionate until,
Yeah, me
especially
too.
when I had my son. He came out affectionate.
Hmm.
Like he just really was a real loving person. I was just like, dang. At first, it hit me. I'm like, why is he? I didn't recognize it at first. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy to say, but my own son being so affectionate. Until today, he's still affectionate. He'll still run up and give me a hug and a kiss. And you know
Hmm.
what I mean? So now I embrace it. You know what I mean? But at first, it was just like, he's just so affectionate. And my baby just want to hug and kiss all the time. And I just didn't understand it because that's not, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not an affectionate person. And even when I meet people or see people and they have their arms open, I just be like, I am so wow. Okay. But now it's like I'm getting older and you know what I mean? It's like let just embrace the love. People need to, you know what I mean? It's okay. Nobody's gonna hurt you if they're trying to get a hug. I seen
Man,
on a YouTube post where a woman was just standing out there with her arms open and it was a sign that said free hugs. Like that's all she was giving. Free hugs. I
Now,
just
see,
thought that
I'm
was
very,
amazing.
I want to get free hugs to strangers, but I'm very
But
affectionate. So,
you
like,
gotta
You
be
can't even
surprised
do
how
it
many
now
people
because
walked
of
up to
COVID.
her, how many people walked up to her who really truly needed the hug though. You
yeah,
gotta
hmm,
think about how
no,
many people don't get it, you know what I mean? Like I said, who don't have affection and get love, you know what I mean? So a person that's just saying, oh, if you need a hug, and so many people was like walked up to her, start crying, got really emotional, you know what I mean? She was praying with people, just and I just was like, wow, if more people was like that,
hmm.
that'd be cool. You know what I mean? Instead of all the get away from me and all that. Yeah, with COVID, I ain't gonna say just go around hugging everybody with COVID, but
right?
I'm just saying it was a good thing.
Yeah, no,
And
I
Hmm.
definitely agree with that.
What about
and
you, Lala?
yeah,
Welcome
what
to
about
the
you,
to the
Leslie?
thing, girl.
I know. Sorry for my late notice. But I'm like just chiming in now. So, were you guys talking
We were
about how
talking about
to?
sisters and
Yeah.
being good sisters and how we get along and what what our dynamic is as sisters, how we keep it together.
We crazy as sisters, but I love it. At some point we always make our way back, and we're still expressing how we feel, about certain situations, and then just our everyday life. So, I mean, as far as love, I love all of my sisters and family unconditionally, but my sisters, it's just another bond, despite if we're mad at each other or not. Like, y'all could just get on my nerves, and I'm like, dang, I wonder what she want for her birthday or something. Or like,
Leslie, you
or,
know
Right.
why nobody no gifts.
but
I got some. What do they put for their birthday?
times be hard. Look, it's the idea and thought that counts, okay?
Like well, like I said, right, we popped in her head.
Right, we popped in her
and
head,
like
Look, you
and
y'all.
like
came
I
to
was
mind when
telling
I seen
Dorothy
something in the store.
earlier,
I'm like, hey, I just would
we may
like that.
not always like each other, but we love each
Yeah,
other. You may not like your sister. You
exactly.
may not like the family member at all times. You ain't supposed to.
Hmm.
You know
Sharon,
that.
I definitely agree with you though. Like therapy is number one. Like there's nothing wrong with therapy, especially when, like you said, you have kids. I really struggle with that. That is something that I'm really trying to work on, so I can really relate to you, Sharon. Like everything that you're saying is so true for me. It was not until my grandpa passed this year that I really had to see, like, dang, like I had to really face my emotions and face things that I just never had like dealt with in all my life. And my grandpa was like really my rock. He was always somebody that I always went to just for that love that, like, hold on, y'all.
What's she doing?
She's having a moment.
Well, anyway, we're gonna. So, Lala, how do you reset if you're having a bad day or if you're having a bad spirit? I guess you can give us your point on that until Pooh comes back. We were also talking about resetting because it's
Mm.
been a bad year for some of us with the COVID. And what do you do to keep your spirits intact?
Yeah, like, so I started off what I do to keep my spirits intact. Like when I was a kid, I would draw or write down my feelings,
That's a
and
good
I
one.
started to grow out of that. And I probably should start writing again, but I don't know if anybody's on the spiritual, but I like the spiritual. So I get sage. I'm teaching me and my son Zane to meditate, and
Yes,
I'll get a little
yes.
incense, and we'll just play some little meditation music, and I'll just, just sit down, and he'll look at me and he'll do the same. It's
For
just a
real, I was looking up the
relaxation.
app. It's good. At least 30 minutes
Yeah,
a
and light
day.
a
You know what I
candle.
mean?
Something about lighting a candle,
Yeah,
especially if it
candle.
smell good,
Yeah.
and I
Hmm.
just talk, and I just say the things that can, make me be better or make this day better. And like, actually, Mimi,
Right.
you told me to, open up the shades, let the world in, sometimes. Don't shut yourself out. And I try to wear bright colors because I love my little dark colors.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love my
like that
dark
too. I watch
colors.
my colors. I watch the colors that I'm in, especially in your home. People don't realize what you sit around all day. You know what I mean? Will affect your mood
Clean
and
up
affect your
and make up
spirit.
your
Will affect
bed.
your
You always said to
energy.
make up your bed. It
Yeah,
makes you feel
yeah.
better when you come home to a clean environment, and it cleans your mental. And
It does.
everybody know me. I used to be a little junkie.
We all are. You
So
know what I
it
mean? When our mind ain't
yeah.
right, we all tend to, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
lose
I'm all
ourselves.
over the
You know,
place. Just
you will
all over
be.
the
My house will
place.
be all over the place as well.
Car
Until you get your
toe up.
mind right. Yep, same thing. You know what I mean? Everything is, you know what I mean, because you're all over the place. So when you can finally get yourself together, you can clean it up. You can get your mind right.
Hmm.
Normally, you
Yeah,
still
it's
there?
just
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm here. For me, I just sometimes, like I
What's
said,
your
I'm a,
favorite movie? What's some real good positive things that y'all do, like movies and music and you know what I mean? As far as in books you read, or do you do shopping, or I like listening to ratchet music.
Like
I
for
don't know
me,
about y'all. That
so
really
for
makes me feel good.
my ideal, like when Devin takes the kids, And like my ideal self-care day, y'all, like when I really shut out the world, my ideal day is I'm eating some pecan ice cream, some cookies. I already cleaned up my house. I already did all that. I'm sitting in the bed in the nude, no clothes on, in my fresh sheets. I'm watching either The Wiz or Dreamgirls. I don't give a damn how y'all feel. Them the two greatest movies of all time. Fight your mama, don't fight me. So I'm either watching The Wiz or Dreamgirls. I might watch both if I really get a free day. And then well, before I get in the bed and eat my ice cream and watch my movies, I gotta take me a hot shower. Like I know people talk about baths. I'm not a bath person.
Me neither.
My ass be hurting in that tub. Maybe I'm just not rich enough for like those nice tubs that be on TV. But the shower does it for me. I put on like the best scrub. Like I literally be in the shower like
Some
scrubbing my
sugar scrub.
yes, the stress like to take it all away. I put on my goodest perfume, the bestest. Spray it down, put on
Ghetto.
my lotion, and I lay in bed in the nude and I watch my movies and I eat my food. And I really be wiggling my toes. Like, it's powerful to
Yes, just
be
getting it. Yes, feeling your skin, just loving yourself.
like,
Mm-hmm.
girl, don't let it be shave day because I'm really in the bed just rubbing on myself, watching my
Girl,
movie.
you
It's
know I
like, oh,
don't know
my
nothing
skin
about that.
looking good.
And that's
My
like the ideal day, like for real, for real. I really want to, like the reason why we talked about this episode was I've been telling Normdy that I really was on TikTok and I seen those people doing those 30-day challenges where they show up for themselves. So every day they show up for themselves. And I've been telling Normdy, I'm like, I'm gonna start that. I'm gonna go 30 days with showing up for myself. And I haven't started yet, y'all, but I think after today, starting tomorrow, I'm really going to start my 30 days and I'm really going to show up for myself. And I mean, these people really just be doing some random stuff, but it seems to be very therapeutic. They all journal, they all do that. And I think I'm really going to join the trend. Like, I really want to show
sounds
up for
good.
myself.
Sounds good. Like, Pooh. I think I'm gonna do the same. I think I'm gonna jump on the same trend. Me and my best friend is on it. Her birthday's next month, and we was just going to just have a day of just where we just gonna take care of ourselves from head to toe all day long. And I think, you know what I mean. That's a part of it. Last month I got me a room. I went out to eat, and I did all this by myself. I went out to eat. I got a room. I watched my movies. I took a bubble bath. I just relaxed. I ain't gonna lie. I had a good time. I said I want to do that once a month too. Next time I'll probably buy me some flowers. You know what I mean? Just make sure we love ourselves
Yep.
so we can, you know what I mean? It can show when we love ourselves. You look
Mm-hmm.
good. You smell good. You know your hair is that you when you look good, you feel good. And I think it starts from within.
Yep. Pamper yourself, love yourself, and know that you deserve it. You deserve everything. So that's I sure did go in. I got my nails and feet done. I'm like,
Okay.
let me try something different. I'm gonna get some acrylic on my
I like
toes, and it look good.
what she say, Lee Green. I get in my car and ride, even if I don't stop anywhere. I just ride and listen to my music. Yes, good long
Mm-hmm.
rides. Yes,
Yes,
vibing
I
to the
love I
music.
love riding and listening to music. I love it. It's just especially when an album just dropped and you can hear the bass and you just feeling everything that album or that artist is saying. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
I'm
I'm a
with look,
music
I'm with
person
that
too.
person.
Yeah, I'm with music too.
Yeah,
I
that's
need
my
to get
like.
back into reading. That would be good.
I
Reading a good
know.
book. I used
Read
to
a good
read
book.
all the time. Getting back into
Yeah, I'm reading a
reading.
couple of books. The only thing is like I start and then I trickle down into not finishing them. But I have a lot of good like reading suggestions just like with inner happiness. Like if you guys like philosophers, I love like James Allen or
Mhm.
um um what's the other one? But they're books that make you feel good and let you know like anything is possible. You just have to, apply yourself and just know that you can do it. And confidence is a must. And
Mm-hmm.
if there's a way we can tag that into like the pod, I'll definitely put that on.
Yeah, I share a lot of books on my community tab on my YouTube page. Like Sharon, if you're still in here, like I read The Four Agreements, Sacred Woman, Pussy Prayers, Jambalaya. Like those are some of the books that really Pussy Prayers is a good book, y'all. I told y'all to read that a few months ago, but it's a really good read. It's a short read, but those are some of like the powerful self-help type books where you can like inner reflect and like, figure out your life, especially if you're more like me where you are more timid with expressing yourself and like showing those things. Those are like good think pieces that you can do by yourself without having to talk to people.
Yeah, and I'll watch an emotional movie if I'm feeling that emotional. I put on one of those crybaby movies like a Still Magnolias or My Sister's Keeper, something like that.
Ooh, that's
Crawl in my
sad,
bed.
girl.
That's what I said. But if I'm feeling that type
Yeah.
of way, you know what I mean? I'll go ahead and like, let me get it on out. You know what I mean? Because some people, like you said, obviously she's not one to go into her emotions. So the only way,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you can let that out is by watching a movie or, you know what I mean, doing it like that. Normally, you still there, boo?
I think she might be
Okay, I
feeding.
think she
I
Yolanda
probably
like.
said,
is.
my ideal day starts off at the beach early in the morning, watching the sunrise, listening to waves while listening to music, feeling the wind. After that,
Hmm.
can't nothing touch me that day. Now that's
Okay.
Okay,
a lot of people. It's just like I don't know which scripture. Somebody gonna have to tell me, but it's one that says to go to the water, like be around the water.
I
Like
love it. It's so relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine. I know that's peaceful. And we being people of color, being melanated people, we have to be around all elements, especially the sun
I was
and the
just gonna say
water.
that. I like
Those
the
things.
trees. I don't know something about the trees and the grass. Just I don't know. Like you said, I just getting back in the earth. I don't know. I think I'm about to still go back. Remember we used to climb in the woods when we was kids. And people
Mm-hmm.
don't do that no more. Don't like go hiking and stuff like that. Like I miss doing that. I said I was gonna just get back in outdoors for real. One with nature.
Yeah, one with nature. And Lee, you right. That gospel, like something about Yolanda Adams, that
Hmm.
really she
Open
can
up
break
my
me
heart.
down, open up
Yeah,
my heart, period. Like
yeah,
that song right there, I play it
yeah,
no matter
yeah. It'll
what.
touch your soul.
And like with us being spiritual beings, a lot of people don't realize, but gospel music, whether you believe in the gospel, but that genre of music in general, really is something about the way that they drum up the music, like the way that they make the beats go, that they, especially the organ, remember why it's called an organ.
Mhm,
Think about the organs
mhm,
in your body, it mimics those
mhm.
sounds.
Yeah.
Know that you are embodying things and you are feeling those emotions for a reason, because it's one of those things that
Mhm,
really invoke those. And that's why, like me, I'm not someone that goes to church. I don't pick up a Bible, but whenever I'm down, I'm going to listen to a gospel song, and it's gonna break me down.
mhm.
It's gonna really, it's either gonna
Yeah.
break me down or build me up, because some really get me going.
Right.
I got this. I can do this.
Right.
Yep. I do. You remember when we was kids? We always used to listen to Mary Mary. Take the
Yeah.
shackles off my feet so I can dance.
Yeah, I'll still to this day I will always love gospel music.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, are you there?
I think
Yeah,
Rhonda
I'm here
down.
just listening.
Oh.
I got a chip on my shoulder because I just I yeah, I listen to gospel and that helps, but it's like sometimes like when you in a funk, it's just so hard to get out of it. So hold on.
And that's why we're saying, like, in your ideal way, like starting today, even the people that's listening, like fresh, clean slate. How are you going to shut the world out and really reset your spirit? And it's something that's powerful about like taking that and um being someone that's really gonna determine your fate. Like, it don't have to be so extensive as, oh my God, I'm gonna cut off my hair and change my number and I'm starting fresh. But
Mm-mm. I
little
think it
things
starts with
of,
affirmations with yourself every day, talking to
yep.
yourself. Literally, that's literally telling yourself good things. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Talking to yourself, telling your good self good things, and not, looking at yourself. You know what I mean?
And watching what you consume, because remember, like,
Yeah, yeah, that too.
when you giving yourself positive affirmations and when you really listening to those gospel sounds, all of that is going to be voided if you turn around and talk to a negative ass friend or your negative ass
Hmm.
parent,
Or
or
watch
you get
something
on
negative,
YouTube, yeah, or
or
watch
get on.
something
So
negative.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, those
Try
things
to stay
really
on that
cancel out.
positive. Yeah, try to stay on that positive. And yeah, it is hard sometimes because we're human, and you could run across those people that'll call you, or you run across some people that are are kind of. Have you ever ran across those people that are naturally Debbie Downers? Stay
Yeah,
away from those if you're having a bad time. You know what I mean? You can't take on that energy. You know what I mean? We have some people that are naturally Debbie Downers. It's like, no, just stay away from the Eeyores if you
yes,
can't
the
take on the
Eeyores
Eeyore
are the
energy.
people that
Energy.
are the people, and this can be your siblings too. Be mindful of the people that really want you to stay in a negative space, because that's where they are at. So remember,
True.
the Eeyores, that's one side, but it's some people that will really fake the funk and make it seem like they are in a positive space, but low key they in the pits of hell, and they drag you
Hmm.
down in the pits of hell. And the ways they do this
Hmm.
is, they don't tell you their bad news. They tell you bad shit about you. So, hey girl,
Yeah.
I saw your nigga at the store last night. You don't
Hmm.
deserve
Or
him.
why you always doing that? Or
Mhm.
why you always doing this? So they're not congratulate. Stay away from those. Stay away from the people. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that are positive.
Yeah. If you can't walk away from a conversation and learn something, it's not for you. Like, that is a quote that's always been in my mind the past few weeks, because I'm like, damn, I really hate having pointless ass conversations. Like, after I talk to you, if I feel like we didn't have nothing, we just talked about people, or we just talked about nothing, I didn't learn nothing, you didn't learn nothing, like, what did I waste
Right.
my
Or
fucking
it wasn't nothing positive, or it wasn't motivating,
time?
or it
Right.
wasn't something good. Girl, did you have something good going on today? You have
It was
those friends
just
that are
draining.
always negative, 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 or full of drama, drama, drama. You know what I mean? Stay away from those if you're having, what I mean, a bad day or a bad week or even a bad month. Hell, shit.
And I give
Brittany,
myself,
I'm sorry,
okay,
Normie, go.
I give myself like just small victories every day just to keep going, because sometimes you can get so lost in your head, in your thoughts, in your emotions, and just like being overwhelmed. I just lately what I've been doing for myself is just giving myself little victories throughout the day. Like, for 30 minutes, I'm going to read this chapter of the Bible. For 30 minutes, I'm going to ignore my kids. Or for
Yeah.
thirdly, or I give tell myself, okay, I'm gonna make sure downstairs is cleaned up today. I'm gonna make sure I do 2 loads of laundry. Like, I just give myself small victories to keep going, to keep pushing, to say like, okay, I did that. And it may not, like, to each their own, but it definitely helps me to not feeling like I'm stuck in a rut. I'm giving
Hmm.
myself something to, like, okay, get up, keep going, keep trying, keep thriving, even with everything in you doesn't want to.
Mhm.
And that definitely has helped me. Or just simply like, I even get deeper, just picking up the phone if someone calls. Because I
Yeah.
used to have it so bad to where I would see even sometimes y'all call me and I would not answer, just because I'll be stuck in a rut. And I didn't feel like
Hmm.
faking. I didn't feel like pretending. I didn't feel like talking. So just not putting myself so much into a hole, and like just making sure, like I said, just giving myself daily victories. And that helped me a lot, because sometimes when a person is so lost in their thoughts or in their own head, it can be really hard to get out of. It can be really, really
Yeah, you're
challenging,
right. You're right.
especially when you have kids, and not even just that, when you're working and you have things that you have obligations to. it's just really hard. So for me, I just give myself daily victories. So like even being open right now and even talking to y'all about it right now, it's like,
Yeah.
you
Daily
know,
victory. You gave yourself an hour
Hmm.
to sit around and only focus on you and do something that was
Right.
therapeutic, something that you never
hmm
thought you would do.
yeah, it's, and so just doing those little things, it definitely helps. And it keeps me being able to not stay within myself. And so, because before, like, I used to have negative things like I would do. Like, I would have a fuck nigga playlist. Like, when I was,
I
you,
sound
you
like
know,
ratchet music. That's
yeah, but I'm
me.
saying,
Because you know
like,
the fuck nigga music. One thing about it, it may be fuck nigga, but it's positive. Like they say have a lot of power. I listen to a lot
Yeah,
of fuck
it
nigga
tell you
music,
to
you
get
know.
your
But
ass
it's
up.
like get your ass up, bitch. You's a
You.
bad bitch. You know what
no,
I
I'm
mean? You
talking about
running the
bust windows
game. You
out the
on that shit.
car.
I would
I
normally you
should
on
have
some straight
cheated. Like,
straight
I'm talking
fuck
about
nigga
that
shit.
type of
I
fuck
was
nigga
just
shit.
like,
Nordy's on
okay.
violent.
Right,
That's,
right. You on some Tupac ride on my enemies like type shit.
yeah, that's what I was
Girl,
talking
you
about.
know, no, I'm just talking about, some Megan Thee Stallion, bitch,
No,
type
I'm
of,
talking, yeah.
affirmations, bitch. That's
No, see,
who boosts my energy up like, oh shit, bitch, you popping. Don't let me be cute. I'm really going on Sukiyana, or I'm sorry, y'all, I love Sukiyana or Megan Thee
Sukiana.
Stallion really boosts my motherfucking energy up. It's like, okay, sometimes you really got to remember who you was. Find
Yeah.
that confidence. You know what I mean? Build yourself back up. Okay, like, okay, bitch, I forgot who I was
Or
for
fuck
a
that old
second,
bitch
but
I used to be. Fuck her
for
too. Shit.
real,
I'm
right?
new
Fuck
me.
all back. I'm
Period.
all
Like,
right, right.
I do who?
That energy of her needs to come back. Of what I'm
Yeah.
saying, you know what I mean?
oh
Because
baby, when I
she
get her
had that.
back, when I
See what I'm
come back,
saying? When that
yeah.
energy come back, you hear that making a sound. You like, okay, bitch, I can swag. I come out, so I'm about to get that energy. I'm feeling good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, trust and
That's
believe.
what
When
I
I get
say.
myself back, y'all ain't gonna, baby. I would never lose
That's what I
myself
said. When you
again.
looking good, you smelling good, you feeling good.
You got some
It's a
risky
whole
photos
vibe.
in your phone.
Yes,
You got
you
on
like
booty
okay,
call. You and your
period.
husband going
Your
on
booty
dates.
growing, look, your booty growing, your stomach getting flat, kids
Skin
doing
clearing up.
good, your money right. Like, okay, period. Come through, bitch.
It's just like
Who they
I
want?
one affirmation that I would say like that really I have learned to say and think and end all my things with is I deserve. Because I feel like when we in a rut, we can think about all of our mistakes or all of the things that we did bad and be like, damn, this is my karma. I deserve what's coming to me. But when it's our blessings or when we are treating ourselves, we always instantly feel guilt. Nah, baby, you deserve that bag you got all A's, you filled up your tank,
Yep,
you took care of them kids,
yep,
you deserve that purse. Oh,
yep,
that nigga
yep,
played you, you deserve a new hairdo. You deserve
yep,
to treat yourself. You deserve to be in a
yep.
good space. You deserve to be anything that you want to be, right, wrong, or
Yeah,
indifferent. Like
very
you
true.
deserve
Right,
that.
right.
And
Yeah.
the more you say that, the more you start to believe it. Like, because
That's what
the
I
more
said.
you say
Talking to
I
yourself.
deserve this bad shit, you start to believe that. So
Mhm.
why when you got
Mhm.
good or when you demand good things, you don't deserve that? It makes
Mhm.
no sense.
Speaking good things into existence.
Mm-hmm.
Talking positive. That's why I say I do a lot of talking to myself, whether people believe it or not. I'm always gonna try to boost my own self up. So you will probably see my lips moving out in public, and just know it is me saying a prayer either to God or me talking stuff to myself or me boosting myself back up because you are your number one person. You know what I mean? You cannot look for confidence. You know what I mean? I know we saying all these things about other things that keep us going, but it's us ourselves that keeps us going and learning to love yourself really and knowing yourself within. That's how I really think I break it down. You know what I mean?
You
Because
have to
we
fall in
can
love.
do all the reading, we can do all of that, but you have to really feel what you're saying and know that it's real.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Cause
never
it
give power away. Like, we keeping our power within ourselves, not letting anybody else dictate how we feel, how we react, how our day goes. Like, keeping our power amongst ourselves, like within ourselves. I think that is completely and vitally important. Just not giving power to anyone, because we can do that. We can put so much into a person to have that expectation, like they're supposed to make me happy, they're supposed to validate me.
Yeah, yeah.
We need to show up
True.
for
You're right, Normandy.
ourselves. We need to make ourselves happy, and never giving that expectation that another person is supposed to do that, regardless if it's our spouse, regardless if it's our family member or whoever. Just give it,
Mhm.
because that's what I'm learning right now. I gave my power away in relationships and within people, and then when they go, I feel like my power goes away too.
Yep.
And so, knowing that even regardless who comes and goes out of your life, because people are going to, the power
Very true.
within yourself, and never put that into the hands or expectations of anyone else. I promise you that is the biggest lesson that I am learning. And once I get all of my power back, and I rebuild myself, and I, fill myself up again, I will leave it within myself. I would never give it away to another person, regardless if they're here forever or a season or whatever the case may be. Whether you come or go, I'm going to stay full regardless.
Yeah. And the next person
Period.
you get won't even ask for that power or even allow you to give them your power. Like someone that honestly loves you for you is gonna want to ensure that you at the top of
Right,
your game at
right.
all times in order to love them.
Yeah.
Because you
Whether
can't
that be
be,
work,
yeah.
friendship, males, females, whatever you dealing with, you know what I mean? It ain't gonna be that, like Pooh said.
And then it's when you speak over your life in every situation, you casting spells on yourself. So it's like you gotta be mindful of the words that you speak over yourself,
Yeah,
especially
very
when you
true,
say,
very true.
when you indulge in certain things and you put your power in certain people, you gotta be mindful because you
hmm
casting spells. Like y'all know, I don't say I'm SICK.
Me
I don't say
neither. I don't
I'm
say I'm
BROKE.
BROKE.
I'm
Okay.
no, I'm none of
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
I'm not.
Mm-mm,
I'm very mindful
mm-mm.
of the things that I speak over
What you say?
myself
Yeah, you
and my
gotta watch
children.
what you say. Yeah, you gotta watch what you say because you don't know. You know what I mean? What's gonna come back? You have to speak good things. That's be positive as much as you can,
Yep.
and be around positive.
Lee said she doesn't know if it's an affirmation, but every time she leave out the bathroom, she looks in the mirror and says, "That girl look good. You got this girl," and smiles
That
and
is
just
the period. That is the best affirmation. And I say, look in that mirror, check yourself, look at
period.
yourself. You looking good. And another thing for the ladies or even for the fellas, like my sister says, spend time naked. Spend time looking at yourself, loving yourself. If you spend time looking, get some mirrors, ladies. Get some mirrors in your house. So when you walk around, you can see your reflection. You can love yourself. The more time you spend with yourself, looking at yourself, you like, what else you gonna do besides love yourself? You know what I
Period.
mean? Like, especially that's for the confidence. Those who don't have confidence. And that's a building of confidence. You know what I mean? Look at your skin, honey. You could change it or you could just deal with it. And me, hey, I'm dealing with mine. I ain't doing all that changing it. I ain't got time spending no money on it.
Right.
You gonna get this little booty. Period.
You gonna get
Shit.
these little TTs. That's it. You
Just
sucking on my
this is what you
heartbeat.
gonna
This
get.
is all I got for
Period.
you.
That's it, honey. So, hey, if you once you start, like I said, loving yourself, they gonna love you too. You know what I mean? People around love you too.
Yolanda said, I agree with you, Normandy. It starts with you. Self love is so important so that we can truly be the best versions of ourselves. So true.
Yep.
Lee said her man be thinking she be naked for him, but she really be naked for herself, just being free. Girl, my husband do too. He be like, "Oh yes." I'm thinking like, boy, I've been in this bed rubbing on my little booty all day. I don't even need you.
Right.
Boy, you
Period.
it's boring.
True. Because
Shoot,
my
Normie
thing
though.
is you can't tell nobody else how to you can teach somebody else how to love you once you love yourself. You know
Yeah,
what I
you
mean? And it
know how
starts
to.
from within. You gotta learn how to what you gonna take, what you gonna do. You'll take anything and let anybody treat you any type of way, and that's will fuck up your mind and your self esteem and have you doing all these things. So it's like, nah. If I love myself, I ain't even know what allowing that. Bye. Gone. I don't even do all of that.
Right.
Whether that be
And
like I
you.
said, work relationships, friendships,
Mm-hmm.
family.
Motherhood with your
motherhood. You know what
kids.
I mean? Yeah. Shut up, leave my nieces alone.
Cause my kids will have me questioning if I love myself or not. They're like, "Mama, your hair not done. Yes, you don't
Okay.
match. Your outfit's not cute." But they also run up to me and be like,
Yeah.
"I like your hair, Mama. Like it looks so pretty.
You
You look so
right,
cute."
right.
So, sometimes it's just giving yourself those small victories, like showing up for yourself. Like that is something that if I said I'm starting tomorrow, I need some people to come with me. Normandy, Mimi, y'all in the
Yep.
chat. Who's gonna start showing up for yourself? Like
Yep.
one girl I watch, she does the showing up for myself 30-day challenge, and she's trying to correct her inner child. That's in her because we all have an inner child. And I was
Hmm.
telling Normie, I really know that I know that I've already dealt with my inner child, but it's some things that I could find tweak. And then like Normie, she says
Right.
that she's just trying to find herself. Mimi's just trying to continue to elevate. So it's like, why not show up for ourselves one time out of the day or all day? Shit. Sometimes I'm gonna show up for myself 15 times, but it's just a little
Right.
like if you've been looking at that bag and you know that you can get it, get it. If you
Right. Don't say that. Why you gonna say that first though? Why you gonna say that first though? Cause I've been looking at that bag.
but I told you I was gonna buy you the bag as a present, and you're gonna say, buy me a different one. Yeah, she's trying to buy this white bag. And I'm like, girl, why you want a white purse?
No,
You
I
already
went
have
to
your
brown. I went to dark brown now. I'm going to dark brown. But still, don't say that. You tempted me. See, and you got people like that now to tempt you to do
no.
the stuff. But I might
If
just
it
do it. I've
makes you
been doing
happy, it
it.
makes you happy. Now, I'm not
You
saying go
right.
out and be broke, but if you're trying to
True,
reach
very
your
true.
spirit and you
Yeah,
know that
go ahead and
you've
get that
been
bag,
wanting that
girl.
and your kids is straight, your bills is paid, your
Just right.
man good,
Yeah.
your job is
Yeah.
good, buy that bag,
Yeah.
buy that
Get
bag.
that bag. Yeah, I'm getting that bag. Look, I'm getting that bag.
Period. Get the bag. Get the bag. Get the bag.
I'm putting it in the car tonight.
Call in to work.
Oh no, you're not getting that back. We got a trip to plan.
Oh God,
All
here
right,
she
go get the
go.
bag, Mimi. We going to Vegas.
Okay, okay, I can see. Okay, I can't get the bag.
Well, if you just need a me day, call in to work. If you know you ain't on the last leg at your job, call in.
Oh
Call in.
yeah,
Don't
oh
call
yeah,
in,
oh
Mimi. We
yeah.
got a trip to plan.
Take
Don't
take
call
the
in,
mental
Aubrey. We
day.
got a trip to plan.
Take the mental
No,
days.
we
Don't
telling
be
our followers that don't be at work stressed out and you can't work and you can't concentrate and do your job because your mind is gone. Believe me, I I understand. Mental days are so needed. People
mm,
overwork, overdo, overwork. You gotta stop for a second and really take. I'm a deep breath person. Y'all know what? That Lamaze class, even if you ain't pregnant, it is the best. Stop and take your breaths. I have very bad anxiety when I get upset, and if I don't really take time to breathe, if I get overwhelmed, it can be a lot. So take
mm.
your deep breaths. Take your moments to breathe.
Uh, I think Mimi's phone. Something happened. Lee said, I'm trying to find my purpose in life now. I don't know what it is, but I work in the medical field, but I really feel like I'm supposed to be doing more. I just keep asking God to really guide me. That's true. That is really, really true. Like, if you asking God to guide you, are you in the middle of the night? Are you waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning, Lee? Because that could be also the time where God is telling you. So you might want to journal around that time if you're waking up between 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, or maybe even 5. If you're getting up out of your sleep like that, that is the time that God is trying to give you some signs. Lovely said, I totally agree. It's my comfort and safe zone. I feel protected when I'm by myself. Yeah, I'm a bed by myself person 25/8. Cece said Normandy, they get paid if they call in. They got PTO. So can they call in, Normandy?
Nah, sis, we that's no, no, we
Normandy said,
go for the trip. We can't
oh,
take
so y'all can call in. Mimi can't.
Mimi or you. Listen. We need the PTO for the trip. After the trip is we go and we have fun, then definitely Do your
we're
call.
going to, we're going to Vegas for Norm D's birthday, and she is being a drill sergeant. She literally is like, everybody better have their money. Everybody better pay for their ticket. She don't give a damn. Like, she don't care if you're gonna be eating noodles for the rest of the year to the trip. You're getting your tickets and you're coming.
Listen, because I just feel like we all can use this. We've had a hell of a year, Audrey. You know it. And we could just definitely use this end of the year shebang. So my birthday's in this, so we're gonna have fun. We're gonna go, and then after that, you gotta use your PTO or whatever. Definitely do it.
It's ridiculous at this point. She's just gonna force us. I sure need to stay heathen by waking up that dang early. No, you can go back to sleep after, but those are the hours that they say like comes. Well, that's what I was told, because when I was going through my spiritual journey a couple years ago, I was waking up at those times and I could not figure it out. And that's what they said. Like, it was the awakening hours. A couple nights ago, I woke up out my sleep and I started praying hard. Audrey, I had a weird dream and it felt real. Yeah, so you probably need to tap in, write down, see what it is. But you probably are having a calling or awakening, and see what it is. God's talking to you for sure. It's 3 months left in the year. Exactly, Lee. It's 3 months left in the year. And that's why it's like, okay, we don't want to bring these traumas, these things that we've been experiencing into another year. Like, 2022 is knocking on the door, and I'm a firm believer of sometimes you got to let the shit go and move on, and you have to let go of some things to be able to you have to let go of some things to be able to even open yourself up to get more. And I'm not going to, I hate when people downplay the new year new me. Nah, baby, for real, 2021 bullshit is not going into 2022. I don't know why y'all think that shit's cute to drag it out, but it's not. Like, I'm going to really get my spirit together before I enter another year.
Period. Can y'all hear me? I'm back.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, what y'all think you be out?
We was just saying, how it's 3 months left of the year and that it's going by so fast, and that Normandie's trying to make us eat noodles until the rest of the year because
Eat
she wants us,
noodles.
yeah, she wants us to condense our spending until we go to Vegas, Mimi. So she wants us to
I
eat
had already
noodles.
told her that I'm trying, but I don't, girl, I ain't ate noodles like that. I ain't eating no noodles like that. But I am going to do the best that I can. Bones. Now.
Listen,
Mimi
we don't need
says
to get
she,
too personal on here with nicknames, okay?
That's, I'm just, hey, they know we sisters. They going to find out that, hey, they going to hear more conversations in the future. So that's what we telling them now. We are sisters. So it's going to get raw. It may get emotional. We going to be all types of way. So again, I'm doing the best that I can. Normally, you ain't gonna worry me now. That's what you ain't gonna do. I ain't eating no damn noodles.
Just
if
don't
y'all
talk
don't see no
shit.
Shit.
episodes in December, it's because we had a falling out because Mimi and Normandy could not get it right for Vegas.
Y'all, she been putting the pressure on thick. Like, and my birthday's coming up. She just said, fuck my own birthday. Make my birthday her birthday. And that's it. That's it. She ain't say, Mimi, did you even have plans for your birthday? No, you're just gonna spend it with
We're
me.
in 2 different
That's
months,
it.
maybe.
That's that. But that's what I'm saying. But how you know I ain't trying to do something for my birthday?
It ain't
That's right.
comparable to
Like, cause like
Vegas.
3 weeks. But how you know that's your thrill of fun? See what I'm saying? What was
Right.
that girl saying on there earlier about her sisters? See what my sisters is
We
doing? I
talked
mean, with
about
my sister.
we talked about this and we all agreed. You need Vegas, so come on,
I
we
don't
go.
even party.
You gonna do this weekend?
Y'all, but it's almost 10 o'clock at night. So we're going to be wrapping up this episode, y'all. This one, I really enjoyed this episode. I really felt
I
like we was
did.
able to really set some tones, y'all. I'm not
For
playing. Like, Lee,
real.
lovely. Y'all been saying that God's been waking y'all up. I'm ready for it. Like, I'm ready to see, y'all got to tap into that. When y'all feel like he's talking, he is. Like, that ain't just no,
Remember, signs and symbols are for a conscious mind, and if your mind is not conscious, you won't be able to tap in to the
yep,
things
that's so
that you need
true.
to tap into. You know what I mean? So you have to be in happy spirits. You have to be, you know what I mean, in a good space to be able to catch everything that he's given.
Yep. Yep. And that's a to me it's a blessing because some people really do miss their signs and symbols and they just live
Oh
their life
yeah.
and
Oh
keep
yeah. The day
stacking.
to day. Oh yeah. And I can't do that. I can't. You can't live like that. You have to. You have to. That's your mama caller. Um, you have to keep your spirits together. Like I said, by any means necessary, always keep yourself together.
Yeah. Yes, y'all. So don't forget to like this live on y'all way out. Um, in the comments after the live ends, put on some other stuff that y'all want us to talk about. I am gonna be asking y'all if y'all showed up for yourself starting tomorrow. Like, do not neglect yourself, Lee. Make sure that you talk to God, see what He's asking. Lovely. I'm sending healing to all of us because we all need it. It is
Yes, we all
trying
need it.
and it's not there's nothing wrong with saying that you are not okay. Like I didn't said it today, my sisters didn't said it, y'all didn't said it,
Yep.
but we
Yep.
are not
And it
okay.
feels better when you say it, when you
Yep,
accept it and you keep going. You know what I mean? There's
Yes,
going to be a lot of days we're not okay, but we got to keep
exactly.
it going.
yeah, we will be okay. We are not right now, but we will.
Period. Period. And like I said, if all else fails, ladies, put that Megan Thee Stallion on. You know, she give you a certain energy. So
I can't dance, but one of my new things that I've been doing, y'all, I've been on TikTok and I've really been learning how to dance. I
girl,
really
just feeling good. Get
I don't
yeah,
got no
yeah.
rhythm, but it's
Nope,
okay.
it's in our genes. Ain't none of us got no rhythm. That's hereditary.
It's okay. It's been making me feel real good. It's been really making
Yep,
me
that's
feel
and
good.
that's all that matters. As
Period.
long as it make you feel good, as long as you ain't, long as what's making you feel good ain't harming nobody else, then you all to the good.
Yep.
Yeah, and
That's
make
true.
sure it's positive. You ain't trying to. We ain't saying get out here and do nothing that makes you feel good. That's bad. We saying positive things. You know what I mean.
Yep.
So always reach towards the positive if you can.
Yep. So true. So thank you guys so much. We are so honored that you guys enjoyed this episode, and we will catch y'all next week.
Okie dokie.
Bye.
Bye.